Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic I wanted to talk to you guys about how the narcissist is secretly on drugs. I know I've touched down on this before. I have a video on the narcissist is a crackhead, but I'm making another one because it's something that, people need to know, because narcissists have very addictive personalities, and when they get into addiction, there's nothing that they won't do. Like, I've seen it firsthand in ways that most people will never see. And I really hate talking about this, but it's serious because once upon a time, when I was young and people would smoke weed, I'm from California, but when people would smoke weed, I never really got into any of that. And I never judged anyone for doing it, but I didn't realize years later in the future, looking at all my friends and the people around me, that they would end up doing other drugs and end up in jail or dead, or just being abusive people in general. And, it was times, in my neighborhood where I would hear people, women crying, getting beat up, literally getting beat up. And no one would help. No one interferes. And you're wondering, why doesn't anyone try to help? And I remember just, questioning these things, or laying in bed like scared, like someone's crying and yelling, and they're asking why. Why are you hitting me? Why? What did I do? You don't love me. And it's like you're getting your ass beat. And you keep talking about love. What does love have to do with someone beating your ass? Like, let's be real. But that's how much someone is capable of loving the narcissist, where it doesn't even matter how much, not just emotional pain, but physical pain. It's like they're like the narcissist's personal punching bag. And the narcissist is like, They really don't care, and they keep telling you they don't. It's like they want you to feel that they don't feel anything. They're like, why can't you understand? And what's so crazy is that I was watching this video, and I don't know if you guys seen it, but it was about a guy. It popped up on my news feed about a guy who, I guess, he pulled out a gun on his girlfriend, and I think he shot her. I don't know what they were arguing about. I think like the keys to the house or car, I don't know, but she was inside the car with her friend, and she got her friend involved, and her friend started recording the live, and she's like, if anything happens to me, it's him. Like, she was scared. And I was like, dang, that's crazy, because that's really how it goes, because it happened to me. And the way it literally triggered me to think about my past. This identical thing happened to me, but it happened to me in a different way, because, it happened to be my brother. So the lady is like, if he kills me, it's him. And he breaks the window and everything just to shoot her. And he wouldn't stop. And I was like, he's on drugs. Like, he's not just a narcissist. He's a narcissist on drugs. That's like the most dangerous type of narcissist you can think about. That's like a homeless person on the street that is evil as hell. Like, you're giving them change, and they're like still asking you for more, and they're like, they feel like you should give it to them, and they're looking at you like they want to rob you. And then you have those homeless people that, they know that they're in a bad position, but they're not messing with you. They're to themselves. They're chilling under they're under a freeway or something, with their tents and stuff, and the other ones are running around loose, ready to hurt someone. So I realized, like, a narcissist on drugs, like, that's the most dangerous thing that you can think about. And not only that, I always tell you guys, This is why you shouldn't gossip. You shouldn't get with other friends and hang out with other people and they're in toxic relationships, especially after you gotten out of yours and no one helped you. And you're wondering, why is it when people cry and they're going through domestic violence, people don't want to get involved because they don't want to die behind trying to save someone that they know should have left that person. And a lot of people are with narcissists in these type of relationships. So most people are like, I'm in my own. I can't save you. I'm in my own. And you don't even see it that way. But, you know, seeing that video, it reminded me of my own brother. And, you know, when my brother got on drugs and when I had went back home to visit or whatever, he ended up not allowing me to get out of my room. So he basically sat down and he wouldn't leave. Like, he was literally trying to kill me. Like, he was holding me hostage because he was high on drugs. And I tried getting out the window, and then he heard the window and he starts like running around, and he literally broke the window with his hand and like punched it, and he was bleeding. It was glass all on his hand, and he was still trying to come for me. And I'm just like running down the hallway. He jumps in, follows me to the bathroom. He punches the bathroom door, socks it, breaks it down. You got wood chips flying everywhere. And he has me on a headlock, and he's like, calm down, calm down. And I was so scared. And I remember running out of the house into the street. Well, before I ran into the street, I'm running right outside my house, and the neighbor sees my brother chasing me, and he's like, leave her alone. And he's like, what did you say to me? And he runs to the neighbor and just punches him hard. And then I run into the street like, oh, he's crazy, crazy. So I'm like running in the street, and some guy gets out of his car and he's like, leave her alone. Because I'm like running in the street like, I don't care what car hits me. He's trying to kill me. Like, he don't care, you know, what neighbors around. He doesn't care. And this is someone that's my brother. You have to think about it. Me and him, we've never physically fought each other. We had arguments like any sibling does, but we didn't have any issues. Like, we were like best friends, you know, like it was never like that. But he did display narcissistic traits. And I realized when he got on drugs, like, he just flipped, and he didn't care if it was me and I was his sister. He just didn't care. And it was like he wanted me to feel what he was feeling. So he was trying to force me to feel what he was feeling. And when the guy got out of his car, he's like, leave her alone or whatever. And he's like, that's my sister. That's my sister. And the guy's like, that's even worse. She's not even your girl. She's your sister. That's worse. He's like, you need to get help. And I run into my car, and I'm not lying to you guys. As soon as I turn the car on and I'm trying to lock the door, he opens the damn passenger door, and he's like putting his seatbelt on, and he's like, I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you. And I'm like, I was like, you have a demon in you. And then he just started speaking like in a demonic voice. And he was just telling me he was seeing shadow people and things like that. This is why I told you guys, like, I do believe in bad spirits. I do believe in shadow people, because the fact that he confirmed it to me, but he was under the influence, it let me know, like, when narcissists are on drugs, like, it's no joke. But the crazier part about the whole thing was that even when the police came, right? He was trying to fight the police, and they started tasing him. It was like he was invincible. he was invincible. It was like one of those crazy, crazy, like House of Horrors movie. Like, it gives me chills, like, to go back to that moment. I went through a lot of stuff, you guys. I don't know how I'm like just so calm, because it's like a horror movie. Shit's crazy. It's like crazy. But my mom still didn't want to believe something was wrong with him. She wasn't trying to get him help because he was playing her. He was like literally manipulating her, and he knows that she's a woman. And I was like, oh, he's sick. He knows my mom has a weakness for men, because, you know, like, she's a woman. So, of course, something about a man leading you, it just a man having that, you know, authority, it just makes you want to follow him and listen to him, right? But this was like different. It was sick. Like, he would crawl into bed with her. He would, you know, tell her she had a bad spirit on her and he had to protect her. And the whole time he's the bad spirit. It got so crazy that he took off with my wallet, with all my stuff, and my phone. And it was like, it was a very hard time, because at the time, you know, my mom, she's been in a relationship with someone for years, and my brother ended up stealing his watch, like knocked him out and stole his watch. And like after that, my mom was like, you know, she can't even, you know, be with her boyfriend because he was getting so violent and making it seem like he wasn't crazy. And he was really playing her so well, like so well. And she was falling for it. And he was just taking advantage of her. He was getting with different women. He had different girlfriends, young, older, all different colors. He did not discriminate. Let me tell you something. He did not discriminate. And he was crazy, and they didn't know he was crazy. And eventually, right, he would start stalking these women, like going to their house. And I remember he dated this one girl, this younger girl, and the dad started to tell, like, my brother, like, don't go over there, like, don't go to his house, stop bothering his daughter, don't just like pop up at his house, like, basically. And the crazy part about it is that he has a baby face, he's young, you know, and not only that, but in order to feed his addiction, he would go get jobs. And I swear to you, he used to go get his hair cut. He made sure that even though he was on drugs, he made sure that he looked good. He made sure that his clothes was clean. He would be ironing his pants, make sure they're crisp. Like, his shoes have to be new, you know. Getting a haircut where he would line the side up, like he would part his hair to the side and like look innocent. And he knew what he was doing, and he knew he was manipulating women. He knew he was manipulating my mom, and he tried to manipulate me, and it didn't work with me. And that's why he was trying to kill me, all because I didn't fall for his crap. So I'm like, narcissists are crazy, because they lie about who they are. They sit there and, you know, they get women to smoke weed and, you know, act like, oh, I don't do other drugs. I would never do other drugs. They really tell people that. And guess what? After I saw the spirit of drugs, because I feel like that's a spirit, like alcohol, all that stuff. I feel like those are particular spirits, because after that, it didn't matter how much somebody tried to be normal with me, or it seemed like someone was a nice, clean-cut person, whether it was a male or female. Now I could tell that they were on other drugs. Like, before, I couldn't tell if someone was on prescription pills, because I didn't even know people were addicted to prescription pills. I couldn't tell. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's how ignorant I was. I didn't even know that was a thing. You hear about people overdosing and things like that, but do you even know how they act? Their personality, how it makes them erratic, or some of them even have crazy eyes, like that do prescription drugs. Like some of them have the crazy eyes. You know what I'm talking? The big eyes, like they don't really blink that much. They're always up early in the morning, like they're out there in their garden doing garden work. They're always smiling, always happy. And you're like, I really like them. They're happy, but they got crazy eyes. like, like it's crazy because once I dealt with my brother, it just like opened up another world where I can tell when people are on something. And it was like I have an uncle in my family where he's always very like quiet, aggressive. He's the type of person, like, you walk into the room, he greets you like aggressively, and then he never lines up. He never gives you a feeling of feeling comfortable. Like, he won't let you get comfortable around him. He's always on alert. And I never thought anything of him. I mean, I've heard stories, that he's violent, he's aggressive, and I believe it because the way he acts when I'm around. But during the pandemic, he did a lot of weird things, right? And the type of things that he did, I'm telling you guys, because during this pandemic, a lot of these narcissists, they're overindulging in sex, they're overindulging in drugs, they're leaving their marriages, and when they're on drugs, they're like on another different high. It's crazy. And what's so strange is that when I actually hung around my uncle, he ended up following us to he stalked us. He stalked me and my aunt, and I thought to myself, I think he's on drugs. I think he knows that I know, and I think that he knows that I'm awake, and he knows that he just knows I know too much. He knows that my aunt looks up to me in like a lot of ways, and he doesn't want me to confuse her in any way. So he was trying to show his power over me by letting me know, like, don't get involved or I'm gonna F you up, basically. That's what he was trying to say when he pulled up on us and he put his window down and literally stared at me and gave me the death stare and burned rubber. I said to myself, he's on drugs. And my aunt was like, no, he's not. He doesn't even drink. And I'm like, trust me, he's on coke or something. And she's like, no, he's never liked anything like that. I'm like, if you know he's a narcissist, and you know that he's done certain things, he's slept with a hooker, what makes you believe he's not capable of doing drugs? And it really grinds my gear how a lot of empaths, they don't even know. I've seen people that in my neighborhood, people that I actually know, people know, other people even know they're on drugs. But when they get with a new supply, that new supply is naive, and everyone in the neighborhood is like, you can't go and tell a stranger. It's going to make you look like a hater, and you're basically supposed to mind your business. So you're watching someone innocent, and you have a whole fiend, drug addict, a bum, getting in the car, and you're thinking this person, they're trying to be, they're telling you all of their dreams, their ambitions, and the people around you are like, he's full of crap. Leave him alone. If he, and you're thinking, it's not about money. It's not about money, but if someone is a certain age and they still don't get it, they're never going to get it. And people try to tell you that up front, like, leave them alone. Don't build this person up. Don't build them. You don't know where they come from. You don't know their family. You don't know what their family is about. Look at their family. Look at their siblings. Are they married? Like, do these people just gossip? Like, you have to really pay attention to that. And pay attention, are there people in their family that are on drugs? Does it seem like the whole family smoke weed? You'll see the mother smoking weed. The kids are popping pills, drinking lean, snorting coke. And everyone knows. They just don't say anything. I've seen it. I've seen the narcissists, talk bad about their brother and say that their brother does this or pop pills and really they're doing it themselves. And I was shocked because when you're blind and you're innocent, you have an innocent mind, and you go into these type of environments with narcissists, you don't really know what you're getting out of that narcissist. Yeah, they have a personality disorder, but you don't know what else comes with it. You don't know this person. And they're abusing you so much because they want you to feel their pain. They want you they want you to feel their emptiness. They're mad because they're empty. And you're sitting there, I love you. And this person is strung out on drugs, like really ready to kill you. And you're talking about, I thought you loved me, trying to calm them down. And that's just pissing them off even more. That's the crazy part. That's pissing them off even more. And from my experience, I feel like I'm as crazy out as it sounds, being in that horror movie, I appreciate that experience because I was able to see other things and people that I wasn't aware of. It's like everything you go through, it literally does happen for a reason, because now you can tell when you get around certain people or your boss, or they smoke and they make you believe that that's all they do, and you get into the relationship with these people and they've already had other relationships of domestic violence with other people, and when you get with them, what you don't even realize is that they're going to do you worse than they did the last person. So wherever they left off in the last relationship, they're carrying that baggage to the next relationship. So if they almost killed that other person and you get with this person and you get with them right away and you move on fast with them, and they're so excited that they give you all of their time and they leave that person they're with for you, they're going to feel like you're responsible to take over for the last person. And they're going to feel like because you welcome them into your space so fast, they can do whatever they want with you. And a lot of times they want to make plans for you. They want to move out, go to other places, move out of the city and go get your own apartment together. And they're doing that to take you away. You don't know they're doing drugs. And then you move into an apartment or something with them or buy a house, get into take out a mortgage, and next thing you know, you're stuck with all these bills and all these, responsibilities, and you're dealing with a drug addict. And then you're trying to leave your house and that this person has you hostage. It's crazy because you don't know what type of person you're dealing with. And some of them, they can literally get away with it for years. I had a friend that we were best friends and we fell off because she met someone and, she claimed he was a narcissist and he was using drugs, and she thought it wasn't a big deal. She brushed it off because she said that he was normal most of the time. Sometimes he would get wild, but he was normal most of the time until they got really violent and she had to leave. Why should you have to wait if you know there's something wrong going on? You're putting your life at stake. You can't trust these people. Some of these people, I'm telling you, it could be people from your past or someone that you're close to, someone that you love, a friend, a best friend, and they never acted strange around you, but they're terrorizing everyone in their home. They're starting problems with people. And then they come to you as someone who is normal and, has a good head on their shoulders. And, they move in with you. And you're not knowing this person's on drugs. And now they're stealing from you. Or they're getting other people to steal from you, And then by the time that the damage is done, or they sleep with your partner, or, when the damage is done, you're sitting there thinking to yourself, No wonder their parents didn't want them. They're sitting here, making it seem like you're the right person for their son, but they just don't want to deal with them anymore because they're getting old. These are like the worst type. This is why no contact is important, because when the narcissist comes back to you, you don't know who you're getting. You don't know if they have an alcohol problem now and they're trying to hide it just to meet up with you and play like they're trying to reunite. All I know from my experience is that every single time the narcissist came back, they got worse until I finally exposed them by pretending, because I said something's wrong with this. It can't just be narcissism. There's something else going on too. Because they were getting mad over things that just didn't make any sense. And I know that's what narcissists do, but you just never know that these people are doing drugs behind your back. And they're making it seem like, it's like they're doing all type of things. Some of them are on the down low. Like, there's different types of narcissist. So you never know. As soon as you see the red flags, you don't know what's behind the mask. That's why you need to be careful. So I hope that this message was helpful for your healing, you guys. I hope that this woke your eyes up to some of you that probably are thinking to yourself, the narcissist, yeah, they over exaggerated and tried to almost kill me for something so small that it just didn't even make any sense. Sometimes it's not just narcissism, it's like substance abuse too. So, if you guys found this message helpful, press the like button, share, comment, subscribe if you're new. I'm still doing booking sessions. So as always, my information will be on the description. Just give me like 24 hours and I'm sending you guys lots of love, protection, healing, peace. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.